The moral of the story is
social cues.
have a
And coronavirus
social
really
cues
makes you
or
value.
die. Talk to me a little bit and make it funny, but not too much.
You better be fucking quick about making it funny.
Spit it out, funny man.
True sailing is dead.
No, it is not. Welcome back to True Sailing, episode 43. My name's Joe.
And I'm Jackson.
Let's set sail. All right. Elephant in the room.
We did it.
It's time. We stopped the coronavirus. Did we?
Elephant in the room. Today is the day we found out that we're going to be living from home.
Which
It's not
sucks.
how you say that. No, we're going to be living from home like a bunch of kids. What are you looking for?
A way to open this bottle.
Yeah, that's why I was like, why did you grab a Heineken?
I don't know.
For our New Hampshire listeners, today Governor Sununu, who up until this
God
point,
bless him, and blessings and peace
God
be
bless
upon
in
him.
his endeavors and his holy endeavors.
Yes.
Up until this point, I had the feeling that he was kind of mishandling this whole thing.
I don't know much.
I just know there was like a petition, like Congress people from New Hampshire had to petition him to give this order to stay at home. He was resisting it. And his argument was, if you order people to stay at home, well, how do you know when to undo that order? And it's like, that is a terrible reason to fucking not make the decision you have to make.
But then what? But then how do I tell them no after that?
Just say it's over. You can come back. That's so, it'd
Then-
be like saying, like,
How
if
do
you
I
go on
break up with my
vacation,
girlfriend?
how do you know when to come back? It's so nice. When you fucking come back, you'll know, dude. Trust
Schedule
me,
a return trip.
You'll fucking know. Yeah, and that's what. And so the return trip is May 4th. He figured it out.
Yeah.
He figured out how to end something.
Finally, somebody came in and told them how vacations work. You know what, dude? I'm happy that you likened it to a vacation because I'm going to give you my take on this whole shit that you didn't ask for, and that's that. This is fucking awesome, you guys.
Yeah, that's
this
cool.
is. I mean,
Pretty cool.
people are dying.
That's
not here, but otherwhere. People
here.
are
Older
yeah,
dude died.
but I'm not in New Hampshire. One guy died in New Hampshire.
Mostly otherwhere.
Mostly otherwhere. People are dying, but not here. Where and therein lies the reason this is kind of fucking sick, you guys. The government is telling you don't go to work. We'll pay you. It won't be quite as much, but hey, you can't go out anyway because we're going to close all the businesses. Just stay inside and just chill. Just have a staycation. Don't spend any money. Like, just stay inside and we'll just give you money and you don't have to spend it. And it, like, rent, we'll waive that. Electrical bills, like, don't even worry about it. What the hell?
pretty
And
good,
people are unable to do that?
It's fucking Candyland, dude. Enjoy.
It's a
this is
blessing.
like a fantasy. Yeah, this is like every middle America working class person's dream, really.
Yeah, I seriously think it's a good thing.
And I think it's an inlet into communism. No,
Let's debate.
I give up. You win because I don't believe that. Yeah, I find it very strange that, like, so Sanu, or is it Sununu or Sanu?
It's Mohammed Sununu.
Is it Mohammed Sununu who's our governor? I didn't vote for him.
Hey, not my governor. His name's Chris Sununu.
So I find it very interesting that Chris Sununu, like, he delivered the stay at home. He said, "Have your staycation.
Yeah.
Here's a series on Netflix.
Go
I
hang
recommend.
out. I
Go
would
hang
seriously
out.
check this out. Yeah.
Fucking, fuck your
Fuck
wife for
off.
all I care. Fuck my wife for all I care." He offered up his wife, and I find it interesting that he delivered the order, like, reluctantly because people had to petition him to issue the stay-at-home order. But then after delivering it, like, he interviewed with WMUR and said, like, I mean, I can't make people stay at home. It's just kind of like a recommendation. It's not that serious. It's like, what? Just the double speak? Like,
Did
what
he do that?
Yeah, he
I
said,
didn't see
like,
that.
I can't force people to stay home. And it's like,
Yeah.
you kind of could if you took it more serious and if
I don't
your
think he-
fucking rhetoric was more serious, dude.
I don't know if his like it's within his bounds to actually order.
But
right?
I think you're right. Like legally, he can't like invoke martial law on us. But I get the feeling that other state governors didn't deliver the same order and then cushion it with, but I can't make you stay home.
Yeah,
You know, it's just like, dude, you gotta speak with conviction. You gotta fucking like, if this is that serious where we have to stay home, like quotes have to, then you should fucking deliver it that way. Like stress that. I don't know.
We up to this point, from what like little I've seen, like mirror Massachusetts pretty much like exactly. Like they issued this like 2 days ago, and then right before we had our big shutdown, all the bars and restaurants, Massachusetts has shut down like 2 days prior. So we're kind of just following in their footsteps. So it makes sense why Sununu maybe didn't have his heart in what he was saying and was just kind of like, I don't know. It seems like this is what Charlie Baker's doing, so this is what we're gonna do.
No, I guess it's to be expected. It's just like we were talking about. So now I have to go get a fucking car because I've been driving a rental for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And non-essential businesses, or NEBs, as I see them colloquially referred to. I haven't seen that. I just thought of it earlier.
I like it.
That's kind of cool.
It.
Your company's a fucking NEB.
He's a NEB owner. Don't worry about him.
No. He's not small business. He's a NEB owner. No, but now I have to go get a car because I don't know if dealerships are going to be shutting down or whatever.
If there was ever a NEB, it would be a used car dealership. Yeah.
What the fuck was I going to say?
You said you have to go do that now.
I have to go do that. Oh,
we're following.
It's Sununu just following Charlie Baker's actions, like half-assedly, like half-heartedly. Like tomorrow, I have to go get a car, and like I'm making up excuses in my head to like. I don't want to go do that. And like Jamie had said earlier, like, well, you don't really have to. It's like, no, dude, I have to. This is something you have to.
I was like, Jamie,
you have to. And don't tell me the reality that I don't have to do anything. I don't have to get out of bed.
I think it's going to start to get to that point where I'm making excuses for myself like that. Where I'm like, I don't have to put on pants.
Yeah.
Like, we've been in this house for 3 weeks, Jackson. I will not clothe myself.
And I'll say, you have to. You don't have to.
Why do I have to? Chris Sununu can't make me do anything. Why could you?
Charlie Baker hasn't done it yet.
Do you think you're better than Chris? I can't wait for us to start fighting over the governor. Do you have a lighter on you by any chance,
Jesus
dude?
Christ, no, because I don't have
can't
bottled
open
beers.
my beer.
Will you just take a Bud Light?
Yeah, I can't.
Stop pouting and put some fucking pants on because it's day one.
I don't want to.
But yeah,
it's not day one. It's
day negative.
It's probably 9. Well, of the corn.
order.
I have been outside like twice. I went to go get the crib, and then I went grocery shopping yesterday. And since then, it's been it was early, dude, because like I was sick with something.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But I was sick, and then everyone started talking about this virus, and they were like, "Stay inside if you're feeling sick." So I didn't go to work, and then on like a Thursday, Friday, and then the next Monday, I heard from my boss, and he was like, "Do not come in. Nobody's coming in. We're working from home." And then worked from home until Thursday, and like the company is, on pause.
That's escalated.
But so it's been a bit, and then, like I said, since then I've been outside twice. So it's nice to step on the porch. It's nice to
oh my god, yeah,
go for a walk. I went for a walk down to the park.
We live by beautiful, and here's a promotion for them. Beautiful Livingston Park.
Livingston Park.
You walked it. There's tons of great parks. There's that park right up the street. Being trapped inside is great for your evaluation of nature and just fresh air. Like my dad uses the term fresh air all the time.
Yeah.
But I've never stepped outside, taken a breath, and had that same exact thought in my until recently, dude. And that's kind of nice if you love air. If that's what it's doing for us, and we love air.
Yeah. To grab true joy from a breath of air. Yeah, I mean that's what we all want. Yeah,
it is doing that. True joy. Is
thank you, Corona. Honest to God, I really can't wrap my head around how anybody is like me and Jamie are very different people. And like yesterday, before we went shopping, I don't know if it was yesterday. It was in the past. They're all blended together.
Because you've been sitting inside.
I know, and I love it, dude. Because she was like, I have to go outside. Like, I just have to recharge. Like, can we just go somewhere? Can we go to a drive-through? Can we just do something? I have to get out of here. And I was like, I can't relate. I'm so fine. I could play 10 more video games and movies and make frozen pizzas. Dude, that's the fucking life, dude. What is wrong with... I don't know, man. I think it's the fact that we can't that makes people want to go outside.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think if there was no virus, but I was unemployed, I think I would be living exactly the way that I've been living.
And it's 100% like the red button effect. It's only because if on the weekend, I don't, like Jamie would never have the urge to just go through a fucking drive-through. Something as mundane as driving by a window, having someone hand you a $4 coffee, saying that would never be an event.
Someone, just to see
another fucking person.
Which, speaking of which, I have some sailing.
Okay, all right.
It's not very intriguing. It's just we did go to that drive-through into Taco Bell, and the guy was super friendly and super. I'm usually so annoyed by those people who want to fucking talk at the window. I'm like, just give me my fucking food, dude.
That's fair. That makes sense.
And like, I usually humor him, and oh, that's a good one. Hey, you have a good day now. You know, whatever. But
you're bad with small talk, sure.
Yeah, I'm not very good with it. I usually just fake a laugh and like not even a convincing one. But with this guy, I actually like returned and bantered a little bit.
Is that the guy who's living in my bedroom?
That would be the guy. He was very nice, Jack. He was a very nice man.
Okay, describe the character.
Older.
What are we talking? Older guy?
We're talking 73. We're talking on the bottom, he had the 2 middle teeth. And that's
he had
it.
2 middle teeth. Oh.
On the bottom.
Were they kind of crossing? Were they like...
Nope, dude. They were straight and they were long like a horse's.
Okay.
On the top, he had the front 4 teeth. And that was it. Also long and strong. Also a lot like a horse. And he had glasses and this crazy, crazy hair, dude. There's not a chance if he wasn't wearing the hat that I would have thought that this guy worked at fucking Taco Bell.
Was he above it or below it? If you saw him just walking around as a pedestrian, would you say that guy works at someplace worse than Taco Bell?
I would say that guy doesn't work.
and that's better than Taco Bell.
Dude, this guy definitely like walked in like the day he heard about this Corona shit and like walked in and was like, I hear you guys laid off a bunch of people. I do not care if I get this. I will work your drive-through.
I love that, dude. That's
whatever.
Great.
Who cares?
Like kamikaze job application. Yeah. I love that, dude.
He definitely looked like he was like, fuck it, let's go. I'll go toe-to-toe with this thing. And dude, I had like a really good time talking to this dude for like the 5 seconds that I did. I exchanged maybe 4 or 5 sentences with him. But like it recharged and refreshed. And I am like... such a not a nihilist, dude. What's the word? Misanthrope. Thank you. That's literally exactly it. I'm not a people person. I don't like meeting new people.
That's the thing I was going to say.
This guy I enjoyed because of this.
Again, like he was, would you say, a breath of fresh air?
Not normally,
day. But that's the thing. You're
a breath of fresh air, dude.
You felt true joy. You felt some TJ. You got a TJ, dude. True joy.
You gave me a TJ,
and you're not like a superficial like new interaction type of guy. You typically derive no joy from that.
Zero joy.
False joy. Your new interactions are typically a farce. This was true joy. So that speaks volumes.
I showed my true self to this guy. Yeah, I exposed myself to this older man at a Taco Bell. Is what I'm getting at.
Like we had a great conversation. You just flashed your cock at
warrant out for my arrest.
Dude. I'm more that surface level interaction guy. It takes me a lot. I have one friend and I'm looking at him. And so no, but I feel like you derive more joy from those like deep, like integral, like these are like my inner circle type people interactions. And I can get recharged and like rejuvenated by just having a good exchange with like a bank teller.
Really?
Or like a slightly extended like exchange with customer support or some shit.
Yeah.
Dude, sometimes that can really recharge your batteries.
Dude,
if you suffer from clinical depression.
Are the biggest introvert I've ever heard of.
Sometimes
like, I can get recharged. I went to the bank yesterday. But dude, I think the job you have too, like your amount of interaction you have with people who are like maybe once a week, once every 2 or 3 weeks you interact with somebody, that is a place where I think you can really thrive. You in particular. I think that when you used to work at a gym. And I think you being like the guy I know behind the desk at PF is such a good role for you. I don't know why.
Because it's like just a smorgasbord of those like surface level interactions. Like just come on in. You get 2 or 3 sentences.
Yeah.
You know, don't stop at the counter. Keep walking. I'll exchange rhetoric with you as you get out of earshot. But yeah. And now I just do that on the phone. I'll have a customer say like, "Hey, so what are some of your hobbies?" Let's keep it surface level. Listen.
Yeah, no, none of that stuff. None of that stuff. I think we could all benefit from living in that area a little bit, because I think some people try to push it too much for too much friendship. You know, knowing the people that you knew at the gym, right?
Yeah,
there were some members who took it one sentence too far, who took it maybe 45 minutes of telling me about politics too far, or asking us to. You know, I don't know, some of the shit Tarzan did, dude. I can't even begin to.
I mean, we went to Bike Week with him, but I digress.
Yeah,
the whole like taking it too far thing. I feel like when that moment occurs with one of those surface level Taco Bell drive-through guy type interactions, it's like the other person. It's like the old swimming pool adage, like, all right, let's both jump in on 3. 1, 2, 3,
and you fake
see.
Me out?
We stay on the ledge because we can pick up on that. Like, oh, you're going to jump into that pool right now, and I don't really feel like a swim. But you take it too far.
Yeah.
Member at the gym, you take it too far. Taco Bell drive-through guy, I'm going to be dry, and you're going to die a sad, lonely death for jumping in that pool.
The moral of the story is...
social cues.
Social cues or die. Talk to me a little bit and make it funny, but not too much.
You better be fucking quick about making it funny.
Spit it out, funny man. I'm not here to be your friend.
Quick. Threatening something, like brandishing.
Yeah, I pull up at the Taco Bell drive-thru, and the guy's standing there. I pull up and I'm like, all right, funny man, make it quick. Make me laugh.
Better be fucking funny.
It's like a camera crew in the passenger seat.
And so, yeah.
All right.
Being shut in really makes you value those quick 1 or 2 sentence exchanges when you got a funny man.
Big time.
You haven't seen many other people besides your significant other and your cats for a while.
Yeah. Well, happy you're back, man. It's good.
I'm happy to be back. This is cool. I've been staying away.
You've been staying away from people. Do you have any plans for the like maybe to do? I mean, I know the answer to this, dude, but I'm going to ask this anyway.
Is that why you're giggling to the question?
Yeah. Do you plan on developing any new hobbies or anything like that? Or like picking up any new, like maybe a quarantine time? Dude, I don't know.
Like, a quarantine hobby?
Yeah. A lot of people are doing it, man. Like gardening. Maybe somebody put some little plants around and is waiting for someone to point it out. Or
I
maybe somebody bought some new puzzles and is looking for a buddy to do them with. Or like maybe.
Are you signaling for me to ask you the same question you just asked me?
No, I'm
not.
Genuinely asking. What do you have any quarantine?
Talking about surface level interactions. No, I'm genuinely asking. Do you have any hobbies? I can't say that I've forecasted some new hobbies coming into my life. Haven't given it much thought. Figured it'd just come around impromptu. But no, I have no plans. No budding hobbies that will now flourish during self-quarantine.
Dude, my mom texted me that the other day, asked me exactly that. She said, any new hobbies or hidden talents you didn't know about? I was like, nope. I was like, no, I don't. Yeah. Like, yeah, I found out I can, gleek water. Or like, I found out I can...
Like your
I'm squirting.
Natural response to the news that you have to stay at home resulted in you like singing better or something?
I don't know.
Like doing a backflip?
Yeah. I don't know what she was expecting, but I was like, no, of you?
Yeah, that's what I flipped that on her.
Really?
The fuck is she gonna say to that?
Yeah, you must have brought this up for a
reason.
Love you,
Patty. Well, you did though. You actually have a new hobby, don't you?
Do I?
You the fucking plants.
I played it outside last year. I play it all the time. I was just joking.
Dude, I have some sailing.
Thank you.
I mean,
hit me. Yeah, you went somewhere. Which, by the way, let me say, when I saw on your story, I was amazed you waited until quarantine to start going out and doing stuff. I feel like we never did stuff. If I was to say, dude, do you want to go look at plants and like cactuses? You'd be like, no. Even like once there's a lockdown, I'm on my Snap story, and I'm like, why is now? Why now?
Like at the Eiffel Tower. Leaning Tower of Pizza doing like the juxtaposition.
Yeah, the hold it up picture.
What? Well, the home I was staying at needed some plants, and there was a green thumber, a planter at the home who owns the home. Not owns it, but rents it. So I went to, my sailing is in Wilton, New Hampshire, which is kind of a funny play on words here, because in Wilton, New Hampshire, there's a greenhouse.
Funny.
Wilting.
Yeah, wilt on.
And these plants are not wilting.
Nope.
They're actually, it's called the House by the Side of the Road. And it's a massive greenhouse. They have it's a really cool, like, New Hampshire touristy spot. They have, like, a lot of locally sourced goods. I got a fucking knitted beanie because I needed a beanie, so that was cool. But they had, like, turtles. They had, like, an aquarium there.
They had turtles? Like, for sale?
I'm thinking buy them. I think they're just to come visit. Which, I don't know. I'm not going to throw.
Wait, so this is in Wilton, which is out
towards Keene.
Towards Keene. That's what I was thinking, like halfway out there. That is weird, dude. I've never heard of this place. Is it right on the highway?
It's right on the highway. It's right on the... So, you're heading out towards Keene. It's probably like 40 minutes on 101 east.
Yeah.
Or west, rather. And you hit that bend, and there's like a brick... old dilapidated factory, dude. It looks like deserted off the highway to your right. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it after like the train tracks and that
Yes,
stuff?
it's right out. It's like 5 minutes west of the 5 minutes down 101 from the train tracks.
I think so. I think I want to say I know what you're
I didn't ask you
about.
a yes or no. Okay. Yeah. Because I remember when we drove to Keene for the first time, you pointed out this factory and you're like, this is a landmark to me. Like on my drive, I know when I see that, I'm like X minutes away or whatever. So I always think of that factory. I always think of that factory when I see you. I always think of you when I see that factory. But it's like right by there. It's just off the road. They have like a convenience store and then the greenhouse. I highly recommend it too. There's some wild fucking plants.
Dude, I saw like full-size cactus.
Yeah.
I feel like you usually see mini cactus. You see like a little table cactus.
It's like a thumb. This guy was a full appendage, dude. These things were like...
You had a toddler-sized cactus right in front of you. How was that?
Don't want to burp that baby.
Hey.
It was empowering, dude. I picked a couple fights with that cactus to my back. No, the cactus, I'd say, is the weirdest species of botany that you're going to encounter at a greenhouse. Because dude, there was a cactus that was called the popcorn cactus. Did I post that one? Dude,
no, I wish.
It was like a little like nugget, and there's like this like white webbing around it. Look up popcorn cactus, dude. Just very like alien shit.
If you check it out right now,
you got the time.
All right, yeah. If you guys are at home, you can Google along here. Pull up www.google.com and enter
cactus.
popcorn cactus. And look at those things. That looks like a moldy. Ew, dude. What?
My mom likes popcorn, so I took a picture of this cactus and said, "Hey, found your cactus."
Oh my god, you're so crazy.
Hey, found a plant you can't kill.
You're so wild sometimes. That's a look at that little baby.
Right?
The teeniest, tiniest cactus you ever did see.
And also very small hands.
Yeah.
On that picture.
Interesting.
But yeah, they had like a few dishes of those. That one is more like what I saw. See, doesn't that look like
it does
silk
look like
web
webbing?
or some
I
shit?
think it's spikes though.
Yeah. No, that will probably clean your skin right off your fucking hand if you touch that thing. But,
well, that was awesome.
House by the Side of the Road in Wilton.
That's cool,
Check it out.
dude. I mean, that's a tourist spot that I've never even heard of, man. And I don't believe you. But that is cool, man.
You and Jamie would love it,
to find a tourist spot near you that you didn't know about. Pretty crazy. By the... Dude, hold on. Side of the road.
By the cemetery. House by the cemetery. It's the cemetery keeper's house. Go visit him.
Visit the Double O Dogs.
So,
Okay.
oh, maybe it's the Wilton Recycling Plant. I'm thinking.
Wilton Recycling.
I think that. Can...
Well, I drive right here all the time, so I want to see. I must know this place.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's the convenience store, and then that's the greenhouse.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know this place. Oh, that's cool,
Yeah,
dude.
you guys gotta go, dude. It's
100%.
It's just
I've been meaning to go
mind-blowing,
back
some of
to
this shit.
Keene, so I mean that seems like a good stopping point on the way.
Sorry, you're going back to Keene?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
you've
I'm gonna
been
move
meaning
back to Keene.
Sorry.
My mother, dude, let's talk. I gotta talk to you right now. Okay, listen up, Buster. We what was I saying? My mom,
Your mother. Yeah.
she told me to go back to college the other day.
Well, that's an abhorrent thing to bring up out of nowhere.
She told me that I could go back, should go back, and like, why not? And I was like,
what?
I was like, dude, and this is, I want to make this clear, after I got laid off.
That's such a salt in an open wound, and also unnecessary, and also for every reason. You're having a kid. I
was like, dude, I'm
like,
having a baby, just got unemployed.
In the middle of the coronavirus event, pandemic,
and you're saying, come up with the money to go back to college, and you want me to go in Boston? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
There's some great schools in Italy, dude. Abroad, you should look abroad.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
The
fuck? A lot of culture out there. I don't know, blown away, man. Absolutely blown away. Sorry. More interesting sailing. I'm sorry, this is a hard left here. I remember why I asked you about hobbies, dude.
Okay. It wasn't the plant thing. The new plants around there.
It wasn't the new plants. I asked you about the hobbies, dude, because me and Jamie made a list of movies.
I thought you were going to say of all our hobbies.
So it's pretty fun. So do you want to go through, maybe me and you make one? I already have my part done.
Poker.
Do you have any hobbies, Jack? Please answer me. Add to my list.
All the hobbies in the world. We're shooting for all the hobbies out there.
If you have any hobbies, call in the number.
Attention, hobby lovers. If you have any weird, obscure hobbies, let us know.
Tell us about them. Call in.
Nothing's too obscure or mundane. We'll take them all.
You got a hobby, we'll take it. What was I saying, dude? Oh, we made a list of all the movies that like we should have seen but never did.
Okay.
All the movies like this week, dude. I watched Jurassic Park for the first time.
You're talking about that?
Yep. I watched Rebel Without a Cause. Me and Jamie, neither of us had ever seen it.
So 2 dinosaur films.
2 dinosaur films, back to back. But I wanted to talk to you about Rebel Without a Cause. Do you have a minute?
I have a minute, and also no knowledge of that movie, dude. I've
Perfect.
heard the
Neither
title,
did I.
so
I thought I did until I started watching it and was like, I had no idea because James Dean, it's James Dean and Natalie Wood. Bad luck. If you wanted to survive being in this movie, dude, you are not gonna.
wow.
But they
That's scary.
Yeah. Oh geez, it's spooky already. Just wait till you hear the end of the scary parts. James Dean, dude, I had no idea he played a high schooler. So the second I found that out, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know what the fuck this movie is about. Because I figured it was like a gangster-y kind of thing. And I was like, oh, I've probably seen it, you know.
Rough and tumble West Side Story type dude is what I would think.
That's what I was expecting. Because you see the picture of him, you know, with like the red jacket and the jeans, and he kind of standing, he's like slicked hair,
It's
and
like hulking over his own cock for some
yeah,
reason.
he's holding his dick a lot, and he's talking like this in my head. This is not how James Dean sounds at all. But anyway, we started watching. I found out he's in high school. I'm like, yeah, I definitely have not seen this fucking movie. So, do you want to take any stabs at what this movie's about?
Sure. Rebel Without a Cause. Could you give me a year?
1955.
55. What's the agenda for the bureaucrats in 1955? I'm gonna guess that James Dean gets drafted for World War III against the commies, and he takes off to Canada to be a draft dodger.
That's exactly the plot of this movie. That's it. Rebel Without a Cause. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you
Rebel
next
Without a Dodge.
Rebel Without a Cause, dude, is the story of a kid named Jim, played by Jimmy Dean, as he
Breakfast
was known.
sandwich guy?
That was him, Jimmy Dean. He starts at a new school. They moved to a new town. He starts at a new school. First day, people don't like him because he steps on the seal out in front of the door.
Picture the aquatic animal.
He steps on. He does no seals, no living seals.
Places a seal under his
There
foot.
are no animals in this movie at all. There's like a seal in front of the school, and he steps on it, and people are like, "Do not do that. Do not do that." And he's like, "Sorry," and everyone's like giving him these dirty looks, and you're like, "Does that fucking really matter?" And he like goes inside, and there's this one kid. He's like a smaller kid. He's way smaller than the rest of the people, who, by the way, are like 35 fucking years old, going to high school, like big time. The 50s, they didn't give a shit about how old you
and
looked.
people just looked older. 16-year-olds were drinking at bars, and they weren't getting ID'd because they looked older than 55.
Yeah, like you see a picture like your dad's generation when they were our age.
I feel like it's just because they got beat up more. I feel like that calluses the skin.
A lot of cigarette smoke around them as children.
Cigarettes and beatings.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing how those things don't keep you young. So that's what like our dad's generation looked like. 1955 is like my grandparents were James Dean's age. Jimmy Dean. I got it. Jimmy Dean's age. So like they're all super old looking, and on top of that, they're also casting people who are like 25, 26 to be playing these 16-year-olds. So they look way too old. Like there's people balding in this high school.
Would you say they were playing to that? Were they kind of like being a parody?
They have no. This is long before self-awareness. Long before self-awareness existed in Hollywood, dude. They were just making some crazy shit. So okay. So sorry. Preface to this. I forgot the intro. So before this, when they moved there, which they say is Easter, but that doesn't make any sense because then he would be in school, but he's not in school. So it's supposed to be like over the summer. He gets arrested. Jimmy does. And it's like a slap on the wrist. Like he's just kind of acting out and he's drunk. And they're like, "Hey, kid, like go home. Why don't you?"
Arrested for general acting out. Because that's a thing in some old... Like, here, we're going to put you in cuffs for the next scene.
And so he gets taken away for that. And there's two other people in the station waiting to be booked. There's a lady who's kind of pretty. And she ran away from home, as it turns out, because her dad is... Well, he's just an asshole, and he hit her.
Because dads suck.
Dads suck. And James Dean also is drunk because his dad is a pussy. He's like... And he tells the cop, he's like, he's just such a pussy. And the cop's like, that sucks, man. You got a pussy dad. If you ever want to talk, come in. And there's a lot of James Dean looking at his dad going like, would you just stand up for yourself? So that's kind of how the beginning of the movie goes, right?
I kind of like that arc.
Right?
That the son's like
right?
trying to masculinize the father.
It's definitely backwards from like the trope that we know.
I like that.
Right? So, and the third person in the... Oh, by the way, the girl... God, I'm not going to remember her name, dude.
You just said... Oh, different girl. Not Natalie Wood.
It is Natalie Wood, but we're just going to call her Natalie Wood.
Okay.
So Natalie Wood is like... She ran away because her dad's an asshole and he like hit her and stuff. And that's all you know. All right? But I just wanted to reiterate that. We'll come back to it. And the third person that's there is this little boy. He's a high schooler, but he looks like a little boy. And James Dean offers his jacket to him. He's like, you want to wear my jacket? And the kid's like, no, I don't want your goddamn jacket. And the kid goes in to see the cop. And the cop's like, why'd you shoot those puppies? Like,
are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Right? Okay. Like, hot start for this kid. And you're like, and the kid's like, I don't know. I just did. I got mad. My dad is never around.
Okay.
We got our three characters.
We have a variable that applies to all three. I'm starting to see this equation on both sides now.
Okay. Yeah. So you're seeing what's going on here.
It's dads are bad in this movie.
Dads are bad in this movie, and the school year starts right. James Dean steps on the crack, breaks his mother's bike, and people. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. Let me back one more time. That morning, right before the morning of the first day of school, he sees that girl, and he's like, "You look so familiar. Where do I know you? Didn't we both get booked at the same time?" And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't roll with you, like, loser. Like, I got, the cool kids are coming to pick me up. And she hops in the cool kids' car. They're like, who's the new loser? And, like, they speed off. And it's very 1950s.
Dude, but first of all, in no fever dream alternate universe would James Dean ever be the loser.
I
love
know.
when they cast the most, like, debonair, badass lady killer of a guy and call him a loser. Like, pretend he's the loser for the first 5 minutes. Like, dude, give me a second with these cojones. I'm going to be top dick.
Like,
I'm going to be on top of the dick
I don't care
pyramid.
if he's, like, the new guy in town. Like, people don't know how cool he is yet. Give him 5 minutes around anyone.
They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
Word's gonna get out, dude.
It's James Dean.
He's like he's the symbol of masculinity and heterosexuality. Is James Dean? He's the Marilyn Monroe of men.
Yes,
from that time.
Yes, he is. But at this moment, he's the loser. And by the way, their conversation where she's like, "Fuck off, loser," is, dude. I have a pretty good capacity for like understanding like some movies age. And Jamie is like, she's come to understand that too.
Cutthroat though, isn't she naturally cutthroat with shit like that?
Yeah, like she's not she's getting better at it, but she also like has like she'll accept it when it's like romantic stuff. She'll take like the cheese, right? I don't, and both of us like burst out in this scene. We're like, ugh, dude, like she's like what does it matter anyway? And it's like, ugh, like whatever. And he's like, no, don't you live in that house up the street? And she goes, huh, who's living?
Oh my God, dude.
And I was like, all right, what the fuck? Like, this is a little much. So
someone penned that. Someone took a fucking writing utensil, struck a piece of paper, and made the symbols that made those words.
Who's living?
Who is?
So,
Page 2.
So right after that, she's like, fuck you, I'm going with the cool kids, right? And he's like, I'll see you at school. So he goes to school, he steps on the seal. People are like, fuck you, like, don't step on the fucking seal, like, have some goddamn respect. And right after that, our little nerdy boy who shot the puppies, we find out he's in high school, which is the biggest fucking shock of this movie, because he looks like he's 10, and the rest of the people look like they're 30. But they go to the same school. Anyway. And he's looking at James Dean, and he's like, that's the coolest fucking kid I've ever seen. and he's like trying to like do his hair like him, and he's like, putting pictures of him in his locker and whatever. And
pictures in his locker?
Yeah. And by the way, this is the first day of school.
And the 50s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
That kid dies by the end of this movie.
Jamie said as soon as she saw the pictures, was like, they have a gay character in this movie? I was like, they didn't say he was gay. She's like, oh, that's a gay little boy. That's 100% a gay little boy. And I'm not saying he is or he isn't,
film, I feel.
I'm not saying whether he is or he's not, but he's totally gay. So from there, it's the first day of school, but there's also a field trip. You're going to notice that the timeline is not going to make a whole bunch of sense here. So they go on this field trip to the planetarium. It makes no sense. And they're going to the planetarium, and they sit down at the planetarium, and mind you, this is like 5 minutes after that, like, who's living line. And we're like, this dialogue is like kind of tough. And they're sitting there looking up at the stars and whatever. And the instructor goes like, and here is Cancer, the crab. And one of the bullies leans over and goes, hey, I'm a crab. And grabs another guy's nose. And that's it for that scene. Like, was
it his friend?
No,
that sounds like
dude,
a friendly
it was the weirdest
gesture.
thing, and it was also just, it was so weird. And then like something happens where like James Dean like moos at someone. I don't remember what it was, but he makes a moo sound. And the bullies get together after they walk out of the planetarium, and they have knives, and they're like, let's jump him and stab him. And they do, and they puncture his tires, and they jump him with knives. And he's like, I don't want any trouble. And he fights them and whatever.
Does he kick their ass?
He kicks their ass a little bit. But then the main bully is like, who's, by the way, dating the girl that he's into, Natalie Wood.
He's living.
Yeah. He's like,
cool
hey,
he's living.
You got the best of me in this knife fight, but I'm going to be a video game villain and challenge you to a second challenge. He's like, let's play a game of chicken run, I think they call it.
Let's play a game of the Pixar movie Chicken Run.
Played on the PS1.
Was it chicken as in like the pool game chicken? Isn't that?
It's the other chicken. It's like how close can we get to dying without...
Oh, it's like two cars driving at each other. Which one peels off first?
So it's a slight variation of that where they're both driving towards a cliff.
Okay, yeah,
and it's the last one to jump out.
Game of chicken.
Yeah, as we have.
Sure.
Our foundation.
We did that
of
to
our
figure
friendship.
out who got the last beer.
Yeah.
That one time in high school.
Yeah, and dude, so this is the night of the same day. I can't make this clear enough. This is the same day. He has met her in the morning. They've gone to school where he stepped on the seal. They've gone to the planetarium. They had a knife fight, and now they're meeting up this evening to do this chicken run thing. And James Dean dives out of the car, and the bully can't get out of the car, and he drives the car off the cliff, and he dies.
Whoa.
Pretty crazy. But while this is happening, the girl is talking to little boy, the creepy little boy.
Okay.
Right? And she's like, well, man, like, who is this new guy? Who's this guy that's racing my boyfriend?
As the guy's falling to his death off the cliff.
And the little kid is like, he's my best friend. He's strong, but he's gentle. And he's sensitive. And he just makes up this whole like character in his head, just about like how great James Dean is. And they like interacted once at the planetarium, so they're like friendly. Like when he showed up to this thing and he saw the kid was there, he's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?"
They had surface level Taco Bell drive-through interaction that you might overvalue if you were in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, which this character is not.
No, they're not. No, it takes place in the 50s.
It's poorly
Shot
established.
in the 50s. Takes place in the 50s. But yes, the drive-through conversation, you know. But he's like, that's my best friend in the whole world. And so he dies, right? And they all go home. Obviously, everyone scatters. Everyone goes home. And James Dean gets home, and he's like, Mom, Dad, I got something to tell you. I got to get it off my chest. It's been too long. I've been sitting on it. I can't sit on it any longer. And you're like, it's been an hour. And he's like, listen, Mom, something happened down at the Bluffs. And like, oh, we were just watching it on the news. There was a car crash. Which, how is it on the news? Like it's been, like I said, it's been like an hour. They found the car in the water and reported it. And they're like, oh, is some kid you went to school with? Did you know? It's like, how did all of that?
Yeah, they wouldn't have known anyone who he went to school with.
And he's like, and he explains the thing, and his parents are like, do not, under any circumstances, go to the police. That is the worst thing you could do right now. And he's like, I'm tired of you lying, Mom, and I'm tired, Dad, of you being a pussy. I want to go.
Because his dad's a pussy.
His dad's a pussy.
His dad's a pussy.
Yeah. His dad, for a lot of this movie, wears a apron, which is an emasculating piece of clothing.
Even by today's standards, what a pussy.
Don't wear an apron. Do not wear an apron.
His clothes.
You can wear a grill apron when you're grilling.
Kiss the cook.
Do not let me catch you in a fucking apron. No son of mine's gay. He's like, listen, Dad, Mom, I gotta go to the cops. And they're like, I really can't believe you're going to the cops. And so he goes to the cops. The cops are just not listening, right? And they're just not. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter. And he goes to leave, and his little friend and the girl like show up and take him to like his secret hangout, the little boy's secret hangout, to like get his mind off of it. And his secret hideout is this abandoned mansion right next to that observatory. And they go in there, and the bullies follow them there, and then break in and are like, hey, we're gonna beat the shit out of you guys because you killed my friend. Right?
Sure, that's valid reasoning.
And what they don't know is that creepy little kid has a gun.
Because he was shooting puppies earlier that morning.
Because he was shooting puppies that morning. Because it's the same goddamn day still. So wait, I'm sorry. Before the bad guys show up, James Dean and this girl whose boyfriend died like a couple hours ago are laying down together, and she's like, "Is this what love is? I don't know if I've ever felt this way before." Like a lot of that, and a lot him like, "You don't know me." Mind you, boyfriend died a couple hours ago. They met that morning.
Like, we're moving pretty fast. Almost as fast as your boyfriend drove off that cliff 20 minutes.
Oh, please, I know what I'm feeling.
I'm awash with true joy.
True joy.
I know what I'm feeling.
True joy is dead.
True joy.
Anyway, bad guys show up, and they're like, "We're gonna beat you guys up because you seriously, like, you just killed like our friend, kind of like indirectly, but like you're responsible for it in our eyes."
I think you should dub this movie just for that, or dub that scene indirectly. But your actions led to his death.
We're upset. We're young. We need someone to blame, and you are a really convenient scapegoat. And again, they do not know that this kid has a gun, and so he shoots them, as one would. As the police are showing up, bad timing. So he runs away, and the cops are like, "Freeze!" And he's like, "No!" And he runs into the observatory, right, like the planetarium, where they had gone on the field trip, which is they're right next door to each other. And he runs inside, and they're like, "Who's in there?" And like a bunch of main characters show up, like this little kid's mom, James Dean's dad, before the cops are even really there. Like, it's been like 5 seconds. They're just all swarming, and they're
the news team.
What's going on? Who is that? And they're like, "Oh, some boy with a gun. You ran in there," and whatever. And James Dean and Natalie Wood somehow get past the cops and run inside. And James Dean goes up to the little kid, and he's like, again, he's not a kid. They're the same age, but this kid is, the actors have got to be 10 years different. And he's like, "Give me the gun. Like, let's walk outside." And he does a lot of like, oh my God, dude, I forgot how fucking spot on this dialogue is, dude, because earlier in the movie, the scene doesn't fucking matter what happens, but there's an interaction between these two characters where he says like, "You're so cool. I never really knew my dad. I wish you were my dad. I think of you like a dad to me. You're my father figure."
Some advice later on might be coming from that father figure.
And so he's like, "Come with me. I'll keep you safe," whatever. He trusts him. And he gives him the gun, and he takes the bullets out. Right, James Dean does.
Very cool.
He gives him the gun,
slick.
and he gives him the gun back. He's like, "You can have it. I said you could have it. I just wanted to see it."
I said you could have it. I'm fair. I said you could have it after dinner.
And they go to walk outside, right? And James Dean's yelling. He's like, "I'm bringing him out. I'm bringing him outside. Just like stay calm, stay chill, because like this kid, like he's kind of on the edge. He called me his dad earlier. He doesn't really know his dad. He got really, really upset earlier about his dad. I would like to just keep him calm. He killed some puppies, and he confided that in me. Let's take him outside." And so they go to walk outside, and the cops turn on all their lights, and the kid does not like that, right? And the kid goes to put his hands up to block his eyes, and he has a gun in his hand. And James Dean goes to say I got the clip, and they don't hear him, and they shoot the kid. And he's standing there yelling, and he's like, "I got the bullets!" And they go over to the kid, and the kid's dead. And the movie ends.
Was the kid the rebel without a cause?
I don't know who. You want to believe it was James Dean, but I don't know. But honestly, dude, the first third of that movie, I was like, "Ooh, where's this going?" Then the middle, I was like, "This movie sucks." And at the end, I was like, "Oh, actually, that was pretty cool."
Really? Yeah, that sounds like a cool scene.
Yeah, that ending was pretty cool. But
I got the clip. Very cinematic.
Yeah. But so that's that, dude. You know how people say The Room is just Rebel Without a Cause?
I've never heard that.
The
doesn't
whole
sound like it. I haven't seen either movies, but I could definitively say they're not similar at all.
There's just things like "You're Tearing Me Apart" is from that, and him having that little sidekick Danny or whatever in the room, and that little boy who looks up to him as I don't know, it just made a lot. Watching this made me feel for Tommy Wiseau, and that's pretty much all I felt in this movie. Was kind of a letdown. Rebel Without a
You're like,
Cause.
oh, I could see why Tommy Wiseau would be inspired by this. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I could see. That's a
like,
good
oh, I
film
get it.
review. Made me understand Tommy Wiseau a little better.
And that's
3
about
out of
it.
5.
Yeah. I would not put that on your list of like 100 movies to see, dude. I think there are better movies from the 50s. I think there are better pieces of like Hollywood cinema at that time. And like, I don't know, dude. It was just like, it was fine. So for all you fucking people who
Keep putting that Rebel Without a Cause on your damn 100 movies to see before you die bucket list, yank
Get
it
it
off.
off.
Scribble it out with circles, not with scratches. I saw The Lobster starring Colin Farrell.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I saw The Lobster. Did you see that?
I've never seen, dude. I know people who love that movie.
And you probably know some people who hate that movie.
They all, yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you hate it?
No, I would not recommend it to my immediate family members. I'd say it's a movie for a very specific audience.
like
for
a second
you and
cousin?
Jamie, and for a second cousin who listens to like Mac DeMarco. It takes that type of like self-aware, I'm ironically being unironic, quirky type of like appetite for comedy. Because there is like this very weird tinge of comedy. It's like, I don't know. It's got a certain menage a trois. How did the French say?
Oh, the mise en scène.
Baguette. The mise en scène. No, there's just like a certain something where if my mom went into my room and looked under my bed and found a DVD copy of this movie and proceeded to watch it, I'd feel really bad that she did that. But I would also be like, what do you think? Because I kind of like that movie. That's why I had it under my bed.
I don't know what to make of that.
It's got a certain je ne sais quoi. How do
Ooh,
the
je ne
French
sais quoi? Is that the...
I'd recommend it to you and Jamie. I would not recommend it to my parents. And I would wholeheartedly, vehemently get down on my hands and knees and fucking beg you and Jamie to watch The Lobster.
Do you actually
starring
want me to
Colin-
watch The Lobster?
Yeah. It's. I thought it was good, dude. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but very ambiguous ending, like ambiguity to the point of frustration.
Okay.
Kinda. But the comedy landed with me. It's fucking absurd. The movie's about a guy, or the movie's about a commune or like a community that it's supposed to be like a matchmaking community. Like singles go there on this like retreat to meet a person and become a couple. And if you fail to meet another person at this retreat, you get turned into an animal of your choice. And that is the premise of the movie.
Okay.
And obviously you can do some really absurd, like dark shit with that if you take it. It's like, it's surrealism. It's just, I think you would really enjoy it. It's well made. Colin Farrell, for like playing the character he was asked to play, knocked it out of the park. I don't really like Colin Farrell because he's Irish. I hate
big
that
strike.
shit.
Big strike.
Cold potato.
Oh.
Hey.
We have a day
Fucking
every
hate
year.
that. Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. Roll
I
your
got.
tongue and
Every.
kiss me. I'm Irish. I fucking hate that accent. I hate those people.
Okay, how would you feel that this person would feel about this movie? You're saying like this kind of person, this kind of person. Georgie, like or dislike this movie?
Georgie would have a nosebleed. He was chuckling so much through this movie.
Okay, yeah,
It's strong.
He
It's
loves
strong.
this movie. I'll tell you, I know he loves that movie.
And so
have
where
a
your
nosebleed.
humor overlaps with Georgie's very peculiar, well-curated, cultured taste for comedy, where that overlaps with yours, you'd like it.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
know
do The
about.
Lobster.
I don't know if Jamie would love it. She might actually. She likes like weird stuff, kind of like that. So I recommend it to you, my best friend and your
recommend
fiance,
to
mother
you.
of your child, and you
Thank
recommend
you.
it back to me, and whatever bounces off me sticks to you because you're glue. The Lobster, starring Colin Farrell.
I'll watch it for next week to talk about it. How would you also feel about? We're going to talk about this live on air. Let's workshop this as if these people aren't here right now at one of our many business meetings that we have over the podcast. So how would you? This is my board meeting.
Trace out
Go
a
to.
turkey
Yeah.
with
Okay,
your hand.
touch between my fingers as fast as you can with a knife. Okay. Now, how would you feel about setting up a poll on our Twitter for people to vote, like what a movie for us to review next week.
Oh my god, I love that, dude.
Yeah?
Call to action, like quarantine assignments.
Yes.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Let's get like a poll going. We'll put like 4 or 5 movies. We'll choose them on our own. You have no say in
the options. You do get to pick which one. Yeah, I love that. That's cool.
And then you guys tell us which movie you want us to watch. We'll watch it probably. Well, maybe
Before
together.
next
Maybe
episode?
we'll watch it before the next episode.
I see what. Yeah, should it be? I think together. Yeah, because we're like an entity on the podcast.
Yeah.
Together as one.
Okay. Yeah, and then we'll save our all conversation for when we're here.
Yes.
Maybe we'll record right afterwards, but we'll do it without a video or something.
I think we can communicate only through body language. Like if we both watch it and I look over to you and go,
I don't think you can do that.
I think you could derive a lot. I can't do
Exactly.
that. I
No,
can't go
because
to-
I would derive a
All right.
lot. I would like to just watch it like, as I would watch it and then record.
Under a hood, as you would watch.
Yes, I watch with horse blinders on. With my binoculars. Sitting on the couch with my opera glasses on.
One pixel just burned into your fucking eye.
Yeah, like an extreme close-up of my retina like burning and like steam coming off.
All right, we'll watch it we'll watch it your way then. Prison rules. Let's do it. That's exciting. I like the quarantine assignment thing.
Thank you, man. Assignments were one of my favorite things in school.
What was one of your favorite classes, funny man?
School had a lot of classes.
School also had a lot of class. Intestinal fortitude.
Grit.
In heart, in grit. I'm
Intestinal
so fucking
fortitude.
proud of you. No one
Proud
else
of
is
you
going to get
boys.
this. Chuck Pagano was a shitty coach. A coach is
of the
like
Colts.
the Colts. Wow, there's a theme song. Songs
Or music minute. So we're going to do this week on the Music Minute. We're going to talk about the music that I've been listening to. Then we're going to talk about the music Jack's been listening to, and we're both going to put those songs on the songs
on the horizon, spring on the horizon. Love is in the air. True joy playlist.
Yeah, dude. So we got to flush this out because we missed a couple weeks of the episodes. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we got to kind of flush this out a little bit. So we're going to be putting on a fat dose of songs. Here's the thing, dude. I got to talk to you. We've been away from each other. All right? Let's say it. We've been apart from each other physically, geographically for about a week. So our energies not super aligned right now. So
I was having a great time with you.
And now that I'm here, dude, my energy's a little down, dude. No, what I was really going to say was our energies are very different. We've been on very different planes, dude.
I see what you're saying.
I feel like this playlist is going to be a real smorgasbord, if you will, of emotion. And I think that's the perfect way to describe spring of 2020. What do you have to say?
Wow. Yeah. No, that's true.
Thank you.
I relinquish the point. Take it. Just trying to get on the same page, same wavelength.
Anyway,
Concede the point. You are right.
Jesus.
No, I think
okay.
Are you
right?
As a caveat, just as a comment on our playlist, you've said you like rap rock. You have no problem with like the clash of the genres. Okay.
No.
I agree. I need you to tell me that's cool because you have a better reading on that thermometer of cool. I don't know if people do that. If people make rap rock crossover playlists.
I like them together. I think there's certain energies for certain times of the year and certain fucking situations. So I think there's songs right now that would be bad choices. Like I think if I was to put some sad Father John Misty apocalyptical shit, I think you'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you like? Why are you doing that? You know,
it's like we're on the ground. You don't need to bring us down further.
I think there's like a fair amount of melancholy to be wallowing in. I think that's too much. I also think if you try too hard, and we were doing like September and like, Uptown Funk.
Livin' La Vida Loca.
Yeah, I think
Ricky
you guys would be
Martin.
like, all right, I get it. Like, cheer it up.
We're denying something. If you're listening
Yeah.
to Living La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin, you're denying something. Come back to reality.
100%. Now, that being said, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd has to go on here because it is too hot of a song, Jackson. It's
don't know
too
it.
hot.
I don't know his new stuff. I
Oh,
feel like I
God.
need you to spoon feed me Weekend songs, and to
Okay.
spoon feed me in general. No,
I'll feed you, baby. Now, the thing with Blinding Lights is it's absolutely unbelievable. Have you heard this?
I don't think so. Yes, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. They played this at the gym when the gym was open.
Unbelievable. This song has to go on the playlist.
It sounds like Grand Theft Auto 6.
I picture like a fucking like action movie, and this being like a big car chase scene, like nighttime in like Vegas or Tokyo, like a very neon city,
Yeah, that
like
synth is
Lamborghini on the streets.
yeah, definitely. That synth riff is fucking off this planet, dude. That's crazy.
Unreal. It's so good. So that has to go on there. I understand it's like the biggest song on the planet right now, but it's like, I don't know. We also put the Old Town Road.
Yeah, if it's something,
it defines this era.
it's
right
an emblem for the time. The podcast playlist is seasonal. We have to include that, and because these are archived. You can go back and listen to it. You hear Old Town Road. You hear Blinding Lights. You think of the coronavirus pandemic.
100%,
and
hopefully.
the time that was spring 2020. So
The other songs that I'm putting on are going to be Saturday in the Park by Chicago.
great song.
Now, I texted you about this song the other day. I was like, do you know this song? But I didn't say anything else about it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, of course. I was like,
I didn't know that it was one of those, like, you said, yeah, of course. And I was like, fuck, I should have known it.
you didn't know this song?
No, I didn't know it.
You had never heard this song.
I heard it, and I was like, this is fucking really good. And I texted you, and I was like, have you ever heard Saturday in the Park by Chicago?
I don't know what that. Chicago is like such a niche island of soft rock. I want to say that's akin to hearing like
Beach Boys.
like Beach. It's not quite there though. Is the thing. Like I went to Beach Boys, Beatles, like that. They're not quite there. But Chicago, they have like they have the Elton John effect where you hear a lot of their hits and
Yeah.
they've been sitting on the perimeter of your music listening, and you hear the hit, and you look closer and you're like, oh, that's Chicago.
It's like
I've known
REO
that song.
Speedwagon.
Yeah. Just that's REO. I know that song. I wouldn't have been able to give them credit in the bibliography of that song.
Yeah.
But you say you
Chicago.
haven't. I can't believe you didn't know this.
knew Chicago growing up. My mom had 3 artists that she gave a shit about. It was Elvis, Chicago, and the Beach Boys. So I heard a lot of Chicago growing up, and I guess I just never fucking heard this song, or I never stuck with me. It was just that line. It was that first line, the Saturday in the Park. I think it was the 4th of July. I was like, that's so cool.
Dude, and these horns, they were a rock band with horns, like full. And it was only like 5 or 6 people. It sounds like a full big band accompaniment. It's like, It's just fucking 6 dudes, and one of them could rock the shit out of saxophone and trumpet.
That's so awesome.
It's a beautiful song. Dude,
So
let's listen to Nothing But Chicago tonight.
let's do it. The next song I'm going to add is by a different band. Jesus Christ.
That is so fucking infuriating.
Sorry, dude. Holy shit.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
The worst
wow,
person to be texting me.
dude.
This is by Fruit Bats. Not the Fruit Bats, as I want to call them. This is by the band Fruit Bats. And this is their song, Humbug Mountain Song.
Makes me want to shimmy my shoulders soon.
You know what this makes me want to do? Go for a walk outside.
Yeah, down the sidewalk. Conviction in your step. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Walk with me
Oh,
now.
here I come, walking down the street, walking down with my 2 feet. That's all I got. That's all I got. Cut the music.
Hold on, do I know? This reminds me of Jack. What's his name? Jack Muddy or Jack Dirty? Who's the dirty guy?
Kurt Vile.
Kurt Vile. Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, you know me so well. You know my brain.
Dirty
so well.
John.
This reminds me. What's that Kurt Vile song that was like?
Bass backwards.
I think so.
Oh, and you know, damn, Thursday and a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
That song.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that. The beat, like the instrumental reminds me of that.
Big time. Good song. Now listen up, you. There's I put on Torgny. You know what? I'm gonna put it on, dude. This is another one that's like it's just situational right now. Now this guy, St. John, right now is a song that Jack. I've told you I'm on TikTok, right?
Yeah, I know you do very well on TikTok. You're pretty embedded in that community, unfortunately.
Yes, Lumberland had a good TikTok thing going. I've started my own TikTok. Please follow me. It's Joey Capone. It's really not hard to find. It's just on TikTok.
TikToks are funny, and I don't even like TikToks.
He doesn't like them. He's never even seen them.
He's
but
wicked handsome.
But he's backing me up. Thank you, dude. He's never even seen them.
I've seen some of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you've shown me like the ones you've gotten like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views on some of them.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's really nothing. But this song, huge on TikTok right now, dude. It is a remix of a song by St. John called Roses, and this is by Iman Beck. Now, listen, if you guys need to clean your apartment during the next fucking 4 months,
which you will.
We're
all living under quarantine. We're filthy fucking human buggers living under quarantine.
This song's unreal for dance cleaning. I had the song playing so loud yesterday, our neighbor texted me at noon with a noise complaint. You know how loud you got to be at noon to get a noise complaint? Loud.
Dance cleaning to Roses. What was that band? The acapella group. They're like that electronic acapella group that did like Imhotep, or is that the Egyptian pharaoh?
Imogen Heap?
Imogen Heap.
That's a person.
Oh,
Imogen is her first name. Heap last
Sorry, the name Imogen Heap sounds like a group.
Yeah,
like
I understand where your confusion would lie, but no, her first name is Imogen, last name Heap.
Heap. Okay. Well, Emma Beck. I thought, I know them. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I have no idea who that is, but now I do. Now we all do. Now I think that's going to be it for my music minute. Jack, what have you been listening to?
What have I been listening to? So I feel like you went with like newer stuff, which you're definitely you're better with contemporary music. You have your finger on the pulse.
Thank you.
I just go through loops, and then sometimes you'll toss in like old gear into my machine, and it'll start spinning with the cogs, and that's just in my loop again. So I have nothing new because we've been segregated. Fine. I have no original ideas. I have no unique thoughts, let alone songs that I've been listening to. My first song for this 2020 True Joy Love on the Water, Spring is in the Air, and also in the Virus playlist is Graceland by Paul Simon. My mom divorced my father, unfortunately. The first... No, but my mom dated this guy named Chuck when I was younger, and he was a big Paul Simon fan. I was listening to this shit when I was like 6 or 7, haven't come back to it since. And it was almost like he would always just like play this in the car when we were going places, and I had like a childlike appreciation for it back then, but dismissed it as like sing-songy and Paul Simon, like, oh, he's just kind of goofy, feel-good music, until I came back to it this week and realized Paul Simon's a fucking insane songwriter, dude.
Well, I mean, people like
Simon,
love him,
dude. So Simon and Garfunkel, like, he had 100% responsibility for songwriting. Garfunkel was basically just a face who could play an instrument. Paul Simon authored all of their shit, wrote all of their songs, dude. Mm-hmm. And so his solo album, like 10 years after they split, Graceland, the eponymous song, it's a great tune, dude. This also has Call Me Al on it. So I recommend Graceland by Paul Simon. Check out that album and check out some of his fucking lyrics. The guy's an incredible songwriter. And like,
there's our second Paul Simon song. Matt Goldstein put one on the last playlist.
Oh, really?
On the summer one.
What was his? Yeah. Do you remember? Is it
April,
Call Me Out?
Come She Will.
April Come She Will.
I think that's what it was called.
Huh. I just know this album because
I don't know. I
been
figured
going
you.
through it. I don't know if it's. I'm not a huge Paul Simon guy. Like I said, this week I saw it come up on. I want to say it was like a Steely Dan radio playlist, and this popped up because I'm a white guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. There's a reason why I liked this as a kid.
Even as a young boy, you were like, my white jeans are tickling right now. Is this Paul Simon? I feel like I could get my toe tap into this.
And then my mom's Caucasian boyfriend turned around from the driver's seat and said, "You're also white. You'll like this."
As you drove through Minnesota.
I had a feeling you'd like this. You're also white.
On our way to our ski trips, we used to always listen to Paul Simon.
Now zip your snowsuit up. We're almost at the slopes, white boy.
Your stepson calling him white boy.
That was his nickname
Not
for
even
me.
your son, but your stepson.
Hey, white
Kid you
boy.
met 2 years ago. Hey, white boy.
But I like it as like a John boy, like a variation of like a colonial, like, hey, white boy.
Oh,
Zip up your snowsuit. We're playing Paul Simon. We're about to hit the slopes. My second.
sorry. Go on. There was something I just remembered, but I'll tell you after.
What? No.
Sorry.
Well, we're on.
It was.
White.
Sorry, dude. I forgot to mention this, but there was a moment. It just you saying John Boy reminded me. There's a moment in which Natalie Wood's father in Rebel Without a Cause called her glamour puss.
That's enough to call Child Protective
It was.
Services.
It was
You
a couple
can't- you
moments
can't be
after
saying that.
slapping her in the face because she was trying to kiss him on the mouth. She was trying to kiss her father on the mouth. He hit her and then said, "Oh, glamour puss, I'm sorry."
That's like
Yeah, that was all. That was all I had to say.
Puss, dude.
I know. There's no way around saying
That's
that's
not a
saying
nickname. That's just
pretty pussy. That's what he's saying.
yeah, glamour.
Yeah,
Puss.
glamour puss is too damn much.
See that
Anyway,
glamour
Paul Simon,
puss.
you're saying for the first one?
Second one is gonna be Ricky. Don't lose that number by Steely Dan. Steely Dan. Ricky is spelled Rikki. I think it's supposed to be a chick. I think he's courting a chick.
Sorry.
Everyone knows this fucking song. It's just I don't know why, dude. The day my work announced that we were all gonna be working remotely, it was kind of like a celebratory thing. I threw this song on instinctively. I was like, well, if we're working remote. I have to listen to Ricky Don't Lose That Number by Steely Dan. And it was my anthem for
Really?
that day. I don't know why. It was like the anthem for the announcement was Ricky Don't Lose That Number. I think it's because he says you might use it when you feel better. Or you might use it if you feel better when you get home. Maybe because I associate like sickness with like and going home to feel better. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a good song. My third song is going to be I'm going with some classics. Life of Illusion by Joe Walsh. I feel like this is another song that sits on everyone's periphery of music listening. Like you know it. You probably couldn't name it or name the artist. It's a very famous song. It's a really good tune. Joe Walsh is he's like a joker or like a
Space
court
cowboy.
gesture of a musician. I feel like his voice and does some weird shit with it sometimes.
I like it.
It's good.
I wish I was Joe Walsh.
Me too. Oh, me too, Joe boy. Me too,
Me
white
too,
boy.
Joe boy. Me too, white boy. I also wish I was Joe Walsh.
That's because you're white. You are also white.
I know. I wish I was Paul Simon or Joe Walsh or someone. You know, rock stars. What's
that'd
that
be
life
cool.
like?
Oh, he must have been pulling so much tail. Oh God.
Watch it now.
So much
Watch it.
tail.
Watch it, Jack
So
boy.
much glamour puss.
You're crazy. I'll drink to that, buddy.
Cheers to
Yeah, cheers.
This is our first quarantine podcast.
Yeah, cheers to quarantine. I like that the cheers just like sobered you up real quick. You were like, oh, whoa,
Cheers.
dude, what? Whoa, I know we're doing like joking Minnesota shit. I take a cheers very seriously. Cheers to the quarantine, dude.
If we're in this for over a month, we're gonna be doing some.
We're gonna be up each
different
other's
quarantine.
fucking dicks, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to hate you by the end of this, and you me, because me and Jamie are already there.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not Jamie. You and me, we can have fun. I know
we can do
serious with that
things.
child she's bearing, but
We can do
No.
things she never can't even dream of.
this is a true test of roommates. Let alone a couple, dude. This is a true test of, like, you sure you really like those people you associate with?
Here's
You
the thing.
sure?
I, through this whole thing, have been the one that's like, let's do stuff together. Let's hang out. And I think she's like a little put off by my energy. So if anything, I'm just going to do the same to you. You're going to just grow tired of I'm very high energy lately here, dude. I love being
'Cause you're
cooped up,
contained.
dude. I love
You're
it.
unstimulated. You're like,
Yes,
I
I'm
think-
begging for stimulation.
you're exploding with a absence of stimulation, dude.
Fuck
No,
me up.
I'm gonna fuck you up with some
I'm
stimulants.
going to fuck you up.
I have a bag of stimulants. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Well, let's go, dude. I'm very excited for this quarantine. Do you have another song for the Music Minute?
If we're doing 4, because you did 4, right?
I think I did do 4. Yeah.
That's it. Nah, I'm not.
That's it?
I'm not gonna litter the playlist. I'm not gonna widow.
Okay.
I'm not gonna litter the playlist with like. I have some dumb ones that I was just kind of guessing at, like just haphazardly tossing in. That wraps me up for the Music Minute, dude. I'm very excited for this first quarantine episode.
Me too, man.
And so yeah, let's make that poll on Twitter for quarantine assignments. I really
Yeah.
like that. I really like that.
I love it, dude. Listen, there's a lot to be grateful for right now. Dude, I'm very grateful for that playlist that we just compiled part of.
I'm grateful for every second of every fucking song that you just added to that fucking playlist, dude. I
can't-
love every second.
I love you for putting them on there. And I love the songwriters for making those songs. And I love...
Dear God, please protect Paul Simon for making Graceland. Dear God, please protect Steely Dan. The man.
Please protect my favorite man,
And
Steely Dan.
Some
And
kid praying for Steely Dan's well-being in 2020. I think they are all dead.
Yeah, like a 4-year-old kid. Like a kid.
Please protect Steely Dan.
And maybe
What do you say?
Listen, buddy, I'm
white
very
boy?
fucking stoked about this, dude. Listen, I know. Now, listen. Jackson didn't
Okay,
see
well-
the video, I don't think. I know we vowed that we weren't going to talk about the coronavirus or quarantine at all,
We did.
but we did, and I hope you guys are having a good quarantine. That's what I was really getting to. Is what we were gonna. I did say that, but I was gonna mention it anyway. So it was,
I think it's okay. It'd be like if there was meteors falling from the fucking sky. Talk about it, dude.
You talk
Like,
about it.
Just talk about it. You know?
Here's the thing. We hope you're having a good quarantine because we know we are.
We
That's
know
all
we
I
are.
got.
Have a
All
good
right.
quarantine, everyone, and don't forget,
See ya.
get off the fucking boat.